Well, and let's consider the biggest permutation coming out of Sunday night's game. If the Steelers lose, the first question is Mike Tomlin going to be back? And there's more and more noise about Tomlin going to TV. And, like, it's strange to me that people are just waking up to the fact that Mike Tomlin would be great on TV. Like, I've seen different stuff on social media this week where, hey, this guy said Mike Tomlin can get a job in TV. No shit, he could get a job in TV. Where you been for the last 20 years? All Mike Tomlin has to do is stand out in the driveway of his house and put his hand in the air and say, I'm ready for a job in TV. And they will send drones down to pick him up and take him. And they'll be competing in the sky above his house to see which network drone is going to, that could actually be a pretty compelling game show, would take Mike Tomlin to his next destination. That's a no-brainer. It's just a question of him wanting to do it. He would instantly be. You know, we always say as it relates to, and I don't know if this still holds true, in past years when Steelers fans wanted to fire Mike Tomlin, I said, hey, they'll be lining up elsewhere to hire him. And in fact, some of the other teams may fire their current head coach, who they're perfectly happy with, for a shot at getting Mike Tomlin. If Mike Tomlin's in play in TV, there's going to be some people that may get pushed out. They may get bought out. Sorry, got to do what's best. Got to do what's in the company's best interest, and the company's best interest is hiring Mike Tomlin. We got to write you a big check, so be it. I don't rule out anything, and I think that's a very viable option for Mike Tomlin, and it's possible. You know, the reason that sometimes we get smoke, like all of a sudden it's like, where's all this smoke coming from? It's coming from, you know, let's boom, boom, boom. Let's connect the dots here. After they lost to the Bills 26-7, and it was as low as it could get in Pittsburgh, and they're chanting fire Mike Tomlin, and they're booing during Renegade, and it looks like the Steelers are done. Don't you think somebody at one of these networks, and I'm just guessing here, this is speculation rooted in fact. I know what I would do. If I'm thinking, man, I want to hire Mike Tomlin whenever he's done coaching, the moment that I think he's done coaching, the moment that I think the wind is blowing in that direction convincingly, that's the moment I'm making a phone call. And there's no tampering there. It's not like another team calling him up saying, hey, we'd really like you to coach our team next year. Any network could start the conversation. And for all we know, there's a deal in place. And I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm saying for all we know on the outside, there's already a deal in place for Mike Tomlin to go take some $20 million a year job, as much or more than he's making as a coach, to go be somebody else's top game analyst or studio presence, whatever it may be. And it may be whenever the season ends, whether they make the playoffs or whether they don't make the playoffs. My point is this, though. If Mike Tomlin's not back next year, they ain't going to want Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. So if he has one option, it may go down to zero options, Michael.
Yeah, that's a good point. That really is a good point, because that is the number one Aaron Rodgers advocate, it looks like it. I mean, Rodgers mentions Tomlin and he mentions Arthur Smith, and he loves the people of Pittsburgh.
It all goes back to remember the on-field, years ago they're doing that. Yeah.
Clearly. Yeah. But and you're right, it wouldn't be tampering. Tomlin has a representative. You back channel this thing, or you don't even have to back channel it. You just go to the representative and say, look, hey, I'm TV executive A. I am drone A. And I would love to have Mike Tomlin working for us. Just keep us in mind. If anything changes, this is what we could do. And so you could have all that in place, and the representative then goes to Tomlin and says, hey, this is what's on the table for you. But I think, Mike, with our speculation, we're setting up the next Mike Tomlin classic rant from the microphone, from the dais. There's not a check big enough. Remember his statement?
Unless there is.
When he was rumored to be be in play at USC. I think Carson Palmer started that one. Hey, we'd love to have him at USC. And then he just went off. Am I clear? I got the greatest job in the world. Why would I be here? I think it's more likely, and you brought this up before and said this is where you may be ahead of it. You're a couple of years ahead of it. You might finally get the scenario that you've painted the last couple of years. I think it's more likely that Tomlin gets traded to another team then winds up on a broadcast team. It will be traded to an NFL team. I think he's a coach. I don't think he would do TV. His contract is reasonable enough. It's not like he's got 8 years left on this contract. He's got a couple years left. It's reasonable enough where another team could take him, tear it up, give him a new contract. The Steelers can say, hey, we didn't fire Mike Tomlin. We get a new coach. We get a fresh start. Another team gets Mike Tomlin, who's still in his early 50s and still, one of the great coaches in football.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.